Hello everyone and welcome to a readathon wrap-up. This readathon I actually completed. I am pretty dang excited. The readathon that I am talking about is the Sufferathon Hotel. This was created by Paige from Pages with Paige. So this was great. This was very clever. My favorite part of the Sufferathon Hotel is her partner ended up in the garbage can at the end. He was pleading for help, supposedly, throughout the whole thing. So it was great. All of the hosts there, we had Ren, Amy, and I'm blanking on the other person's name, but it's the YouTube channel is Shebas and Shelves. Blanking on the name of this person. But so there were a total of 4. The creator is Paige from Pages with Paige. But I just love the little clips. So like Amy and Ren would do their little clip about the prompt for the week and any punishment and anything that you needed to do, and then it would cut to Paige's partner doing his little spiel, and then it would go back to whoever was releasing the prompt for the week. It was fun. This was really fun readathon. Everyone did a really good job. So prompt number 1, and these were released each week. So prompt number 1. Oh, ow, hang on, ow. Okay, so prompt number 1 is to read a book that has illustrations. This one I went with in middle grade, and that is Dork, Diaries by Renee. Russell, this one is number 5. It's in a series. It's got illustrations. This is told in diary format. We are following Nikki as she goes through junior high, and she journals her experience with her friends, with the enemies, with her family, and a bunch of stuff like that. So it's just her experience. It's a contemporary, and it is really good, and I'm having a blast reading this. It's very simple, very quick, real fun. I ended up giving this one 4 stars, and Nikki draws throughout her diary. In this one, there's an ice skating kind of like a competition. She teams up with her friends, and they basically want to sponsor this animal rescue shelter place that is at risk of closing their doors due to an owner being injured and can't be at work. And so financially they can't stay open because they've got to pay for the medical bills and all that. So it's kind of like a sponsored charity type of an event. And I think it's great. So I had fun. I liked this. Prompt number 2, or week 2, actually had 2 prompts. So the reading prompt is to read a book that is from the same genre, or it's compared to the book that you gave the lowest rating to within the last 2 years. The book I gave the lowest rating to, unfortunately, was Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is one that it was so much hype, and I think I had all the hype built up and thought it would be this great thing, and I was let down. I ended up giving it 1 star. You know, I mean, there are aspects of it that were well done. I will give it that. I just personally think, and I've said this before, but I think this would have been better, Heartstopper would have been better in a standard novel format rather than the graphic novel format. I think there's a lot more stuff that could have been delved into deeper and had a lot more expansion and would have made it that much more meaningful and in-depth, in my opinion. So Heartstopper is a romance. So I read a romance, and I picked up Someone Like You by Merideth Schorr, and this is a library copy. So there's the romance sticker, but Someone Like You by Merideth Schorr. I really had a great time with this. We are following Molly Bloom, and the other POV is, I'm blanking on his name. I'm wanting to say Jude. It's Jude. And they are friends to enemies to lovers type of a situation. They grew up together. They're constantly playing pranks on each other. Some pranks end up backfiring and people getting hurt, whether it's emotionally or physically. And then it's kind of like any pranks are done in like a vindictive, mean way rather than a fun, good-spirited way. But then you kind of learn more about that and things like that, and that's just kind of the standard romance. I don't want to get too much into that. I do believe I'm going to have out, by the time you see this, I should have a book review out for this. So just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I had a great time, 4 stars, and I want to get my own copy. I loved it. There was some good representation in this, and I like that you have, throughout this book, you also have text messages in this. So I like it when there is mixed media in there, but this was great. So yeah, 4 stars. Now the non-reading prompt was that you had to roll a dice, just one 6-sided die. And if you ended up on an odd number, so a 1, a 3, or a 5, you had to read 1 hour every day. If you rolled an even number, so a 2, 4, or a 6, you had to commit to 2 hours every day. So I rolled the dice, I ended up with a 1, so 1 hour every day. That was very easy. I completed that task. So I did not have to annoy the hosts, or the, excuse me, not the hosts, because the hosts were great. The receptionists were a little on the ornery side. So I didn't have to add to whatever was annoying the receptionists at the Sufferathon Hotel that day. So I did not get on their bad side. So I completed that. All right, next up was to read a book that looks like or reminds you of your favorite breakfast food. I really like eggs. I like sunny side up eggs. I like having them with hash browns and mixing them together. Or I will have like a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin from McDonald's. Unfortunately, I had an allergy test that came back saying that I was allergic to egg, so I miss having egg because I can't have a lot of stuff because a lot of stuff has egg. But I am going to do a food challenge within like the 2nd week of October to hopefully see if it actually is an egg allergy or if my body was just kind of freaking out and it's actually not a true egg allergy type of a situation. So I am going to do a food challenge. So I'm hoping it comes back that I can have egg again. So I went with something yellow. I went with the Summer at the Cornish Beach Cafe, 5 stars. This is an adult romance that takes place in, I think it's Scotland. And this is a small town, and it is Indigo Cove, I want to say is the name of the town. But we're following Jesse and Ashton. They are the 2 POVs. Jesse is the female and Ashton is the male POV. You have a lot of kind of, I don't want to say, it's not body dysmorphia, but they do look negatively, or at least Jesse looks negatively on her body because of things that her stepmom would say and how she was treated, and so she has a lot of negative feelings towards her body. Ashton has negative feelings towards other people because he would try to let people in and be close to them and be friends and maybe try to fall in love, and people would just leave. And so he ended up basically brokenhearted and stuff like that. You do have abandonment in this, bullying, and a lot of things like that. So I just edited an individual book review for this one. So I'm not sure if this wrap up will be out before the book review or not, but 5 stars. This is my favorite of the Donna Ashcroft books that I have read so far. Absolutely love this. Very sweet. There is one open door sex scene in this. Very short, but the book is very sweet. So, and the non-reading prompt was to read for 30 minutes every morning before you do anything else. I did complete that. I actually wrote down the days of the week and put a little check mark to make sure I did that. So my alarm would go off and I would read. So I set my alarm just a little earlier. It was very annoying, but I did complete that. So again, I did not have to annoy the receptionists at the Sufferathon. All right, so the next reading prompt is to read a book you've been putting off for more than a year. So for this one, I've been putting it off. I know it's Cats, and I assumed I would love it, but I was so afraid to be disappointed in it, so I kept putting it off because I was just did not want to be disappointed. But I read the graphic novel Cheese Sweet Home. This is the complete Cheese Sweet Home Part 1 by Konami Kanata. This is books, volumes 1 through 3 of the manga series of this. So this is a compilation of the first 3 of the manga series. 5 stars. I loved this, and I ordered the next one. I have the next one ready to go for when I'm ready to delve back into this. We're following a little kitten that gets separated from her mother and ends up lost, gets taken in by a family, and then you're following this kitten's life as she learns how to use the litter box, learns how to play with the little miniature human, learns who she can trust, learns what it is to be a cat, and things like that. So very sweet, contemporary, following the life of a kitten. The prompt, non-reading prompt, is to read a book outdoors or in a place where you're not going to be all that comfortable. I read this on the patio outside in my backyard, so it's not the most comfortable of seating, but I did read that, and where it's a graphic novel, it was very quick to get through, so I did that. The last reading prompt was to read a book that has made someone angry. Well, guess what? That's pretty much going to be any book that is in existence right now. The author makes people angry, the writing style makes people angry, the representation makes people angry, lack of something, too much of something. Every book in existence is going to make someone angry because you can't please everybody. So, and I did look, and there are some 1-star reviews for this book on Goodreads, and there are some people that are angry with the book. So for this one, I read A Cat Cafe Christmas, written by Codi. I gave this 4 stars. Absolutely love this. Want my own copy. Some of the negative, angry people were mad that it didn't take place during Christmas. And those people actually DNF'd the book. They didn't even get to the halfway point. They DNF'd it before 50%. Like I saw 12%, 25%, something. Yes, this actually does take place in part at Christmas. It goes through just shortly before Thanksgiving through Thanksgiving. They call it Friendsgiving because it's a bunch of people getting together and they're all friends. And then it leads into Christmas. So yes, this does take place at Christmas. It just takes a little bit to get to it, but it does take place during Christmas. So the main female character is Kara Ingalls. The main male interest is Ben Reese. Ben is in marketing. Kara is a veterinarian. Kara gets together with her friend, I want to say Charity. I could be wrong on that. But they open this cafe where people can go and have coffee. There are a bunch of cats. They can have the cats in their lap while they drink the coffee, and they can adopt the cats directly from this cafe and take them home. At the back of the cafe, the goal is to have a veterinary clinic and things like that. So absolutely love this. This was so freaking sweet. Very sweet. There was no open door sex in this. So if you do want the steam, there's no steam in this. I loved it. You have plus size rep, you have LGBT, a little bit of LGBT, you have some racial diversity rep because Kara's best friend is black. And I don't remember if there's also Jewish or not. I think I'm thinking of a different book, but I love this one, 4 stars. So yes, I loved it. The non-reading prompt for the last week of the Sufferathon Hotel Readathon was to remove or unhaul any books that you are going to unhaul from your house or your car or whatever it is. I am still on the fence about one book, so I'm not for sure set on unhauling it. I'm going to wait until I think about it for a couple more days. But the one book I knew I was going to unhaul was actually an ebook, so I have since deleted that from my Kindle. So that has been removed from my possession. So I have fulfilled everything for the Sufferathon Hotel. I have completed it. I've completed every prompt, and I completed every non-reading prompt, so I did not have to make the receptionist at the Sufferathon Hotel any more irritable than they already were. Yeah. So great job to the hosts. You guys did a really good job. You did a really good job of portraying the receptionist being irritable and not so nice. So not so happy with their job is how they came across, at least to me. So it was great. I loved it. They all did a really good job, and I hope that Paige does this readathon again. I would love to see this happen again. It was a blast. I loved it. So great job with this. a lot of creativity went into this. It was wonderful. So again, great job to the co-hosts and especially to the creator. So the host, Paige, great job. This was really fun and I hope this happens again. So let me know, did you participate in the Sufferathon Hotel Readathon? Did you complete everything or did you have to take punishments? Did you complete the punishments? I didn't have to do any punishments, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, this was great. So yeah, talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I'll talk to you later.